Cool.
All right, let me transition. All right, Jake, you're live.
I'm live. Hi. Oh, hold on, I have a script. It's very small. I'm Jake Wyatt. I'm a creative director here at Flight School Studios. And today on the stream, I'm working on some character art for a concept we're developing. That's true. That's not what you're seeing right now. What you're seeing right now is a comic about a sad bear. And that's like work, and then the development stuff is a little more performance work that's like fun to watch, not like me drawing purple bears on semi-transparent grids. Oh, here's my ruler. I need my ruler. I use one of these transparent circle templates on my Cintiq, both as like a straight edge to do stuff like that, and also for circles, because it's kind of unnecessarily hard to create and place a circle in Photoshop, like using the same stroke and like feeling as your brush. So I often don't. I also use an ellipse template, which I don't think I have on me right now because it's much larger. I think I left it at home. Anyway, hold on, I'm gonna go on to Twitter really quick and say that I'm streaming and not look at my text messages.
Very important.
Yeah. Caught the link from you, Sarah.
Yeah, latest tweet.
Let me copy this. Copy link address. Does that work? Is that the right link? We're gonna find out.
I'm gonna look at your tweet. It's the ultimate tweet test.
Yep. Cool. We're good. Not gonna look at notifications. Yeah, so this is a sad bear sitting in a trench. So we'll have the trench scape back here behind him. So we have a plane change. And then like maybe another dude like sleeping down here on his gun or something. I'm gonna do this for just a second longer because it's actually due today. And then I will do something pretty and more fun to watch. But these are what my comic layouts generally look like. They're not super gorgeous. Let's do like some dirty water and stuff on the floor. I refine everything in later stages so that it is nice to look at and attractive to the eye. This is the stage where I'm like trying to get nuts and bolts storytelling and perspective to happen. Let's do like a larger box. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna save this out, close it, new. Let's do that. And I'm drawing it like a weirdly low resolution to be for streaming reasons. So just be cool. Okay, so normally I'm gonna design some characters and they're kids who are gonna be like dungeon crawling. Design is a strong word. I'm going to draw some characters. I'm gonna generate some character ideas. And normally I would start this in like a tiny sketchbook with a ballpoint pen and do like really nasty thumbnails just for myself to like get ideas down, and then I would clean them up. But again, for performance reasons, I'm going to do that in front of you today on this stream. So that's going to be fun. And I never draw in the background. I always make a new layer so that I can futz with it. Brush is nice and big. I'm going to go to blue. I'm comfortable there. And I'm going to start with the really nasty drawings of kids. So like, here's a kid head. And some little arms. Torso. And these are like kind of medievally kids. Fantasy children, you know. Who need to go into a dungeon for reasons and extract treasure from it, and they're looking for a specific treasure, and I'm gonna arm them. This kid's gonna get a little hatchet. and I'm going to give him one of these little, what are these called? The little like half cape that goes all the way around.
Like a capelet?
A little capelet, a little Robin Hoodie capelet. And a hood to go with it. And a big old bag strapped across his chest, and some pants and some boots. And we'll have him looking off this way. And we'll give him some hair. Okay, so this is base drawing, right? This isn't the character, this is an attempt. So let's do a lady, do a girl, and let's go cooler on the hair. Let's do bangs, long burns, and then like something rad in the back. And by rad, I mean like a goose butt. Sasuke. Let's draw Sasuke as a girl. For those of you not familiar with the character, he's from Naruto. He's a sad goth boy. He needs to kill his brother. This girl, oh, now I'm just drawing straight up Sasuke, like that was the collar. Okay. Let's get in a different mood here. We're gonna give her a spear. Sarah, is anyone saying anything so I don't have to talk to myself? Can I talk to a human?
Someone, Kanu, says, oh man, it has my old Twitch name on here and I can't change it. It's Rowan Art Roan.
Oh, is that Zach?
Maybe. So you have a question.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so Jake, after having an idea, you think it can work for a comic book. When do you think is the right time to start writing the first script?
Oof. That's that off, man. Okay, let me think about that. It's like not a drawing question. That's a hard question. It's like a real question that I have to think about and answer. So after you outline the first script, so everybody does this thing differently, right? Like the writing thing. If you read On Writing by Stephen King, which is probably like the most famous book on writing in the English language right now, at least writing fiction. I meant to lasso tool that, push these legs up a bit. He does an outline and is like, don't outline, it'll kill your writing. And that's great if you're a novelist and you can edit prose forever, but if you're doing comics, which is like panel Tetris, it kind of needs to be meticulously planned. Or I don't know, it doesn't. I guess if you're writing for someone else, it needs to be pretty meticulously planned. If you're writing for yourself, it can be a little looser. What I do is I write an outline for chapter 1, and then I write a more detailed outline and break that outline into pages, like literally pages and turns. So that like I'll take my outline and be, this is page 1, this is pages 2 to 3, this is pages 3 to 4, this is, and so on and so forth. And then once I've got that outline broken down into pages, then I will either script it or just kind of start drawing it and writing it page by page. I'll script it for someone else, but when I do things for myself, I just kind of draw and write page by page. And then I find out all the things that were wrong with that outline and why it's not good and why things need to be changed and why I'm a bad writer and shouldn't have friends. And that is my writing process. And then I like revise it a bunch. And sometimes I'm like just recently, Paul, who may or may not be watching this stream to troll me, Paul Reinwand, I had to be like, please stop drawing this issue of comics because I wrote it very badly and I need to make a lot of changes. And he was like, this is my job. And I was like, I know, I'm so sorry. And he was kind and gave me like a couple days to get my crap together. And I'm still like fixing the bad dialogue and stuff in it. Because everything you make is a work in progress until it's done, right? So, yeah, so that's how I write. Badly and over time.
So what do your outlines look like, Jake? Like what actually goes into an outline? Like what is on the page when you're writing that?
Depends. Like sometimes I'll have like full conversations in the outline. Be like, then she said, then he said, then she says. Because like I can see it all and it's like great. And then sometimes I'm like, they argue. And then that's the page, right? I'm like, they argue for approximately 2 pages. Moving on. And yeah, so it really depends. And see, Straw Kid with a fun hat. like a Link hat. Let's start with Link and see where we can get. Gave him a little elf here too. Dungeon Child. Let's give this kid. Oh my gosh, I drew Sasuke and now I'm drawing Link. I hate myself. This is like not what you want to do. See, this is why I should have done. This is why I should have done some little sketches in advance, so that I could like have good ideas to execute in front of you guys instead of showing everyone that I just am so derivative and reworking everything I've liked since I was 7 years old live.
All right, Jake, next question. What do you do to prevent your final pieces from seizing up and losing the magic of the loose idea or sketch you're cleaning? That's from GG Knight.
Oh, oh man, I'm just as vulnerable to that as everybody else. Like, what I do to prevent other people from knowing that happened is I don't post the sketch. So this is a dirty truth that a lot of artists, I think most professional artists and writers that I work with, like, kind of acknowledge. What you end up with is never as dope as what you set out to make. Like, the dream thing in your mind is the full 100%, and it's so rad, and it can be so rad because it hasn't been touched by your filthy mortal hands yet and ruined. And you're just gonna ruin it. And that's life. And you're gonna get, like, I don't know, if I get like 70 or 80% of what I wanted, that's huge victory. But even if I get 50%, no one else knows. They don't know what you were trying to do. So you can just pass it off, be like, this is this thing I meant to make, and everyone will be like, that's so good! And you'll feel great about it. As far as like trying to keep the freshness, like as you can see, these sketches are pretty rough, and I try to stay as rough as possible until I do the final line. I find that I get a better result that way. So that's the practical advice, is stay loose until you you can't anymore. And the philosophical advice is give up. In a way. Let's give this kid like a full-on snail shell backpack. Yeah, see, now it's a little less like Link. We'll give him booties. And we'll give him, let's say we're gonna give him like real pants and like a coat. Yeah. And a collar. And probably, what would you fight with if you had a freaking pack like that? Can I give him like a little flintlock pistol down there? Maybe like 2 cool little flintlock pistols.
GG Knight says that they think that you should just draw and not answer any more questions for now, and that they want to see you drawing Final Fantasy Dungeon Children.
Okay. Is this Gigi that I know? Gigi, is that the GG Knight that's speaking to me? Is this my friend Gigi, or is this a different Gigi? Is it G-I-G-I or J-I-J-I?
J-I-J-I. Is it your pal?
Is this he? Is it, in fact? I don't know. We'll see.
Yes, it is.
Ha! So it's just my friends coming to watch me on Twitch and heckle me like they do in real life. Okay, cool.
So, another question.
Sorry, Gigi. Taking more questions. Love you, though.
Tiny Architect, welcome back to the stream.
Hi, Tiny Architect.
Tiny Architect wants to know, what is/was your favorite gaming character growing up?
Okay, first, Tiny Architect, are you also someone that I know? Because that sounds familiar.
Tiny Architect was in the stream last week.
Okay.
I know that for sure.
My favorite game character growing up was probably like, let's do someone rounder. Was probably like Cloud or something awful like that. Because I was, you know, I grew up a young man in the Southeast, and I thought that like violence and toxic masculinity were cool. So like whichever character was like really up his own butt and solved this problem violently was probably what I thought was rad. I liked all the Chrono Trigger characters like a lot. Frog from Chrono Trigger was really rad, and I liked Ness a lot too. But there was a lot of like worshipping Cloud and Barrett and the Final Fantasy characters a lot. I'm gonna make you top heavy and give you a little. This is Pooh Bear. This is a Pooh Bear body. Aww.
It's kind of cute.
I like this one. I like this child. Yeah, like I would play everything, or I guess I would play as much as I could. Like I thought Solid Snake was really cool. He's not. And now that I'm an adult, I'm like, I have a very different idea about which characters are cool and neat and aspirational. Okay, we're gonna give Pooh Bear like a small backpack for shape contrast, and I think Pooh's gonna get a sword, but like an undersized sword, like more of a dagger.
Okay, Jake, another question.
Okay.
What is your favorite anime ever?
Man, that's not like a fair question. Okay. There are multiple answers to that question because I can't do that. The anime that first like really lit me up and turned me on was the Record of the Lodoss War OVAs, which are probably not like technically good, but well, it depends on what you mean by technically good. Like the writing's really schlocky, but the designs are so good. Like Nobutaro Yuki designed it, and he freaking killed it. It was before he got like that Escaflowne nose. You know what I'm talking about? So like people still appear more or less human in their proportions, and it's from the era of anime where like you had a lot of stills that were super beautiful and then occasional motion. You can give this kid like a little ducktail mullet back there. What's my time like? Yeah, I probably have enough kids to clean up, huh?
You think so?
Yeah, I think so. I actually think like both
I
these.
like this current kid. He's so dumpy and cute.
Dumpy Kid? Yeah, I like Dumpy Kid a lot. I want to give him cool gloves, short sleeves, nah, 3/4 sleeves, and yeah, he's like a hobbit. We'll give him like shoes instead of boots. Okay, so that's like Lodoss was the formative anime. But as far as like a show that in its entirety, I'm like, this is amazing on every possible level, like Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood probably. I don't actually love the character design, which is kind of blasphemous. Like I love Arakawa, but I don't love her character designs all the time. There's a lot of like, they're just very tubular, kind of same-facey. Okay, that's wrong. I love the designs of the characters. I don't always love the design language she uses to express them. Because like everybody's coats are awesome. Ed and Al rule. Risa Hawkeye and Roy Mustang are great, but yeah, I don't always love the vernacular through which they're expressed. Does that make sense? That's kind of a fine line to draw, but okay, I'm gonna scale up, boom, and use a smaller brush so that I can get more detail. I'm gonna start on Sasuke first. And
So Ulwar wants to know, why aren't you drawing horses?
Is that Paul? Because they're hard, dog, and I have to do this in front of people and talk at the same time. Uh-oh. Is that me playing back?
Yeah, it's like your echo
Oh, weird.
on my headphones. McNostril is dismayed at the lack of poofy parts.
There should be more poofy parts?
Yeah, more poofy parts.
Which parts are poofy, McNostril? I'm gonna make this character happy to make her less Sasuke. This mouth is hard to draw. I should zoom in more. His gaze is not particularly focused either. Cool. Okay. So let's give you... Oh man, drawing in Photoshop is great because I don't have to get anything right. I can just like scale and move stuff around. It's the best. So this is turning into be less Sasuke here and more like anime butt cut in the front with like Kusanagi in the back. Yeah, tell me which part should be floofy and I will make them so.
Oh, okay. McDostrel wants pants, poofy pants.
Poofy pants on somebody? Okay, I could try for some poofy pants on Sasuke.
Oh, the original note did say pants. I just read it wrong.
Oh, poofy parts. I was like, is this innuendo? Like, I want to know, or innuendo? How do you say that? Does someone on the stream know? I've heard it both ways.
Tiny Architect is suggesting background music.
Alright. What does Tiny Architect suggest for background music? Also, do I have to put that on?
Yeah, you gotta play it through your laptop.
Okay.
I don't know if that will actually work. I think so.
Ugh. I hate that I'm gonna have to show everybody my YouTube option. Like, because it's part me and then it's part my baby. Yeah, it's like, let's so let's search. I'm gonna listen to Metric, friends. Is that cool? Is that
Let's give it a shot.
Wait, no. I'm gonna listen to Chrono Trigger OST. Because this is the vibe right here. Okay, so we're gonna give Sasuke a bandana around her neck. And kind of like a looser linen top. If it doesn't super fit. Higher waist, higher. Cool. Ugh, did I just say cool at my own drawing in front of people? Embarrassing. Sorry, everyone.
Jake, I'm gonna be right back.
Okay. Oh no, I'm unsupervised. So I'm doing a lot of like dumb erasing and redrawing for no really good reason. And we wanted floofy pants, right? I'm gonna do floofy pants and like hip boots. Let's give her like a cool gauntlet-y glove thing on this hand. Like plate armor. Getting text from somebody. Let me see if it's stream related or like my wife and child. My baby's being cute. I'm not gonna show you. I don't love the crotch of these pants. Let's keep working on it. Okay, so floofy pants. We can do some stitching on the fronts. Is that too? Nah, that's fine. Is it fine? It's not fine. We'll do them smaller and further up. Stitch, stitch. And then some cool boots for your girl Sasuke. think I timed this out right. Anyway, these are rougher than like final line drawings and tighter than what I would normally do for pencils or whatever. I don't like to do my design drawings much tighter than this initially. I like to leave some room for interpretation and discussion. And then I tighten up when I do turns.
Okay, Jake, we have a new question from Precious Rascal.
Ugh, Anthony, okay.
Who would win in a fight, Goku or Luffy?
Goku. Anthony, don't be dumb.
Not much of an option there.
Yeah. Goku was there first. I don't know, we could do something to spruce up these boots, huh? She feels a little level 1. She feels a little basic.
Just
What?
Basic dungeon crawler.
Yeah, what does she need? You could do the Fire Emblem thing where like you do friggin' origami on the top of the boot. There's all the shoes in that game are, at least in what? Fates? The one with Lucina, are impossible to draw. I don't know. I'll do her spear and come back to her.
Jake, you got another question.
Let's do it.
Can you see your initial sketches right now, or are you drawing from scratch again?
Oh, I can see my initial sketches. Are they too late for y'all?
Do you usually refer back to them, like once you've done them?
Oh, like turn them on and off?
Yeah.
Not really. I mean, like, if I was drawing really deliberately and had something that I wanted to keep, I will, but I was just kind of playing around with these. Oh, boo. Those are not really adequately parallel.
You get your space.
Yeah, so like if I were drawing really purposefully, I would refer back to the sketch a lot and be like all worked up over losing what I liked about it. But I was basically just like making little armatures to put detail onto, so I'm not super sweating it. Although I will say that like the pose in this sketch is a little better and more natural. I'll brighten them up, or there you go. Maybe you guys will be able to see them better. Okay, let's make this. Also, normally, like if I weren't designing like first pass generic dungeon people for a stream, I would be doing more research. Like I'd be looking up boots and pants and trying to get things right, but like I don't have that kind of time right now. And I don't have my other screen working right now. Everything's mirrored, so let's do Pooh. Let's do Pooh Bear. I think you're a larger fella.
Oh, Jake, people are wondering if you can make the sketches a little bit more prominent, the ones that you brought.
These?
Yeah, crank up the opacity or
Yeah, how about that?
there'll be a little lag. Meanwhile, you have a question.
Hit me.
Any tips for getting through the Naruto backlog? A year ago, I started from the beginning of the dub and lost steam around episode 103.
You gotta do the manga, man. Like the show's full of filler and quality of art varies. There's super good stuff in it. I'm not saying the show's like all bad, because there's some incredible animation and really good beats. And I think there's even some good stuff in the filler. But in my opinion, it's about the manga. Kishimoto never does a bad drawing. He keeps that thing moving at a clip. I still think it. Boo! These eyes are bad. I still feel like it loses steam towards the end. Like it just kind of becomes overburdened, but it stays pretty strong. So that my advice for getting through Naruto is doing the manga.
Jake, can you turn the music down just a tiny bit? According to Royvis Dose, he can barely hear you, dog.
How about now?
I think it's good.
Okay. Update us, Roybus. Let us know how you're feeling. I think this guy doesn't get a nose.
No nose.
Yeah, and I think he's scared. I think I'm gonna lean into his posture a bit.
Okay, McNostril wants to know, how often do you fall... Wait, how often do you fail? No, how often do you fall in the research hole from which you never return?
That depends. If I'm doing research during a drawing, like if I've got Photoshop up and I'm mid-drawing and I'm like, oh man, I need some reference for a blank, then like I tend to do pretty well. If I'm like, I'm gonna research things and I set out to research, yeah, dude, I lose hours. So I try to only start researching when I'm live, which probably leads to less rigorous research, but leads to more drawing and output. Because yeah, I can collect hundreds of images of a single thing, like in highest definition in multiple angles, and then like draw it once. I don't know if that's a great use of my time. It's fun. I love photography. I love pretty pictures.
Cute Flesh wants to know, what sources do you utilize when you're researching images?
Depends. So, you know, Google image search tools, size large. But I also have like a bunch of books. And is it cliche that the chubby kid's scared? Yeah. Yeah, it is. It is, you guys, but it's okay. I'm only using half my brain.
Scratch and Sniff thinks we found the Krillin of the group.
Good call, Scratch and Sniff. I think you're right. We're gonna give him his moments. He's gonna get his due. He's gonna be mighty. I love Krillin.
Oh, Jake, what are the books that you were talking about? I'll put them in the chat.
Okay. Oh geez. So for industrial stuff, I've got one called, I think, Manufactured Landscapes. I think Chubby Kid comes from like a little money too. I think his clothes are just gonna be like a little nicer than everybody else's. I like him. I think he's sweet.
Edward Bertineski?
Mm-hmm.
That's the book.
Is that the guy?
Yeah, that's his name.
Maybe? Yeah.
Manufactured Landscape. It's got a red river on the cover.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah, a river of toxic waste, literally. Yes. And then I've just got like a couple books. I'm sorry, I'm gonna be bad with the titles. I've got a couple books on world architecture and ancient architecture and Chinese architecture, and I've got one book that's like just on traditional Chinese houses and the way they're laid out. Yeah, because not everything has made it onto the internet that's valuable, and I feel like often it's good to start with some friggin' base knowledge of what you're working with, drawing about. So sometimes I'll start with, Wikipedia or the library and try to find out a dang thing about the thing I'm gonna draw before I start drawing it. Just give you like a real backpack guy.
What's your favorite Final Fantasy Unlimited episode?
I don't think I've watched Final Fantasy Unlimited. Is that the one from like the early 2000s? So I watched Spirits Within, and I've seen the old Legend of the Crystals OVA. But I tried to watch Unlimited, whichever one it was from the early 2000s. I tried to watch it the other day, and it was kind of rough around the edges. I'd never heard of it, and I don't know how I'd never heard of it. until like seriously a week or two ago. Is that the one? Should I watch it?
It sounds like Roy Bustos is into it.
Okay, I'll check it out, dude.
Roy Bustos also thinks that the character you're working on right now looks like Ponyo.
Like Ponyo? Like
Yeah.
like the Miyazaki character? Because she put him in the sea?
I guess somewhere in the face. I don't know. I like him.
That works for me.
I like his hair.
He's got like grown man hair is the problem. He's got like
Sideburns.
baby Elvis hair, yeah.
GG Knight says, well, Chubby Kid would be keeping with the time then, since those who could afford to eat were plump.
Right? Gotta have those extra calories, my guy.
I hope I'm getting this username right. It's Vox or Vokes. Wants to know if you fully scripted Necropolis or do you work in acts?
I work in acts. I have fully scripted it several times and thrown away every script because I'll be like, it's terrible! And no, seriously, let me think. I think I wrote 2 full scripts and at least 4 outlines for the entire series that are all very different and it got way up my butt about them every time. And so now I just have a series outline and I have like the first arc broken into more or less chapters. And then I work through those chapters as I go. You just made a face at your computer, Sarah. What happened?
The chat is pretty great. Okay, so Roy Bustos says it's the best early 2000s anime based on Final Fantasy. And then Precious Rascal says they were terrible.
Oh, well, Precious Rascal is Anthony. Anthony probably knows. But the best early 2000s anime based on Final Fantasy is a pretty strong rec.
Also, Lambton says hey.
Oh, hey, Lambton. Okay, Chubbs, I think we can do something more interesting for your vest. We're gonna... First, let's work on your dagger a bit. Yeah, that's good. Oh man, this is just straight up Frodo Baggins. Like, with Sting and everything. Like, this is just your boy, Frodo. Let's give the dagger like a knuckle guard or something.
John Cannon is watching you.
Dang it, John. Fine. Feels so dopey.
I like his little dinky sword.
Yeah.
The stabby knife. Is that like a little finger hook?
Mm-hmm. But like for bigger figures. Let's give it a little more. Yeah. Give you a little more sword there, kid. Also, let's try to push this pose a little more.
What do you reference for fantasy-style clothing? Books or clothing eras?
A bit of both. Like, it depends on how literal and realistic I want to be. Let's give you capris, my man. Let's go full Baggins on this.
I love this.
Yeah, well now he's just a freaking hobbit.
Is he gonna have a jumpsuit? No, that's a vest.
Yeah, it's gonna be a vest. He's gonna get something at some point. For fantasy clothes, it depends on how fantasy I want to be. I tend to look at real garments past or present though to try to make things feel credible. But like if I want to go, nah, I'm tucking into boots. Sorry everybody, I wimped out on that. If I want to go like full Dragon's Quest, right? Then like I'll probably just look at cool anime design for reference and then make something up. If I want to try to do something a little more credible, then I try to look at actual period clothes. Okay, so we're gonna give you this kind of strap thing for your backpack in the center here. I just realized Sasuke's not even carrying anything. She's like, this spear is enough. She's got guts.
You want another question?
Yeah.
This one's an easy one. Are you using Kyle Webster's gouache brushes?
Yeah, dude, this is the Gouache Blair 30, and I like it a lot. I used to use the Stumpy pencil brush, and it's fine. It's a little grainy for me, but a little blurry, I guess, for me, and I like Kyle's Gouache 30 a lot.
And they're also affordable.
They are super affordable. Okay, so this is going to be actually the bottom of the shirt, and we're going to make the vest, like, tiny. And straighter at the bottom. I don't like that. That's weird. Let's do. We'll make the vest open. Yeah. My guy's got an open vest, y'all. He's comfortable with himself.
Precious Rascal wants you to bring some Lloyd Alexander vibe to the next one you clean up.
Okay.
And Adam has a request for more hats, more wizard hats.
Shut up, Adam. No, dude, hats.
He wants a pink one.
No. No hats.
Lambton is very proud of you for putting on a nice shirt for the stream today.
Thanks, Lambton. I thought about it. I was like, gotta rep the company. Wanna look good. Almost wore a tie. Chickened out. Okay, some Lloyd Alexander vibe, huh? Okay, let's do this lady.
What's better, Pepsi or Mountain Dew? Now you're getting ridiculous questions.
Is that John?
No, that's Roy Bustos.
That's a lose-lose situation, my man. It's just, there are no victors. I've actually walked out of a restaurant because of Pepsi before. Not like in a mean way, not like in a how dare you way, but like, I just didn't want a Pepsi. I would rather find a new place. Okay, so trying to get that Lloyd Alexander vibe that Anthony asked for on this one. Apparently that means no face to me. Also, hold on, I gotta fix, like this kid's eyes could be better. Bigger eyes. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So Lloyd Alexander, to me, if we're talking the Prydain Chronicles, means like everyone's a little poor and like a little weather beaten. And this girl's gonna have like attitude. She's the member of your party that doesn't say anything and then like aces an enemy from behind when you didn't expect it. And you're like, thanks, and she just walks away.
Strong mode.
Yeah, so this is that girl. We don't reveal her backstory until like the very end, and you find out how freaking tragic she is.
Oh. GG Knight wants to know if you've tried Friendon's pencil brushes.
You know, I've never tried any of Friendon's brushes. Should I give that a go, GG? I felt like he made mostly Sketchbook Pro brushes, but I could be wrong about that.
Looks like they're compatible with Photoshop.
Cool. Okay, actually, I'm going to draw her in another layer because I don't want to push stuff around without selecting it. And I'm not giving anybody hats. Hats are just like too much. One or two characters in your party can have a hat, Adam, but if you give everybody hats that's just way too extra all the time. Oh, I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you, Adam. Don't get extra with these people when I leave.
Spice Taco wants to know about some of your artistic influences.
That's broad. Can Spice Taco, can we get a little more specific? Like in what kind of artistic influences? Like in what direction? Like in composition? Like in line? Like in character design? Like which sorts of influences are we looking for, Spice? Just because otherwise I'll like start talking and never stop talking. Comics? I'm gonna undo everything that I just did. Yeah, okay.
Does the capelet have a hood? Is that like
Yeah.
a little hoodie thing?
Yeah.
So Adam kind of got a hat.
What does kind of got a hat mean?
You know, the hoodie is gonna go on the head.
Yeah, okay, I guess there's headgear, but it's optional. And like only to be used in the rain, man. Like I can see exactly what he's talking about. It's like big, dumb, shapy stuff, right? Where like everyone's got a cool I'm not doing it. I'll fight you. Okay, so she's gonna be carrying this big bulky thing on her back. It's gonna be strapped to her. What?
I'm just seeing the hat that you drew. It is enormous. Adam wants to know if you've got any name ideas for this game.
For the game?
For the gang.
Oh, for the gang.
For your dungeon crawlers.
I gotta think about it. Man, I've given everybody quarter-length sleeves so far, so she's gonna get, like, full sleeves. I have not thought of any ideas for the gang so far. At least name ones. I don't want to do that. Naming's hard. Naming's harder than drawing. Drawing your character. Well, I mean, obviously it depends on who you are, right? Depending on the street. But for me, naming things is kind of extra hard.
So we got some feedback on talking about your influences.
Mm-hmm.
Spice Taco wants to know your influences for character design, but then Tolkus is really curious about your influences for line work.
Okay. Character design is a bunch of dudes and ladies who did Golden Age illustration. Like, I don't think Edmund Delac technically is a Golden Age illustrator. Like, him and Rackham kind of don't get lumped into the same category as all those oil painting dudes. And like, what's her name? Oh, what's her name? I'm gonna have to remember in a second. She was another like Brandywine student, and she and a bunch of other ladies went to found their own something Rose studio. Man, my illustration history is rough. Anyway, they all did like a bunch of awesome fairy tale work in the like around the turn of the century. So like from 1880 to 1920, that sort of set the tone for what we consider fairy tale, and is pretty freaking classic. And I lean on them a lot just because their language, and it's like, it's the aesthetics of early European poverty, right? Like, is what everybody looks like. And all the stuff they did was like Grimm or the Arabian Nights. Elizabeth Shippen Green is the lady's name, and she can frickin' draw. Her and man, I wish I could remember all.
These are beautiful.
Are you looking at Liz?
Yeah.
Yeah, she rules. I wish I could remember all of them. I feel like Shippen Green did the Mother Goose stories, right?
Let me see it.
Am I making that up? 'Cause one of those, it was the Rose something. It was like a commune. There's all kinds of fun rumors about like who was kissing who in the all-girls commune.
She was the first woman staff member for Harper's Weekly, which is pretty cool.
Awesome.
She did a lot of stuff for Saturday Evening Post, St. Nicholas, and Ladies' Home Journal.
Okay, then it must have been one of her buddies that did Mother Goose. Dang, I wish I could remember everybody's names. Anyway, so a lot of them, right, for character stuff, just because it's really classic and it is immediately recognizable as fairy tale fantasy work. And then you mix that with a bunch of people like Nobutaro Yuki, who designed Lodoss War and Escaflowne, with people like, come on now, Yoshitaka Amano, who did a lot of the concept art for the Final Fantasy series, but whose work isn't really reflected in it until like 9. And then some of the remixes feel Amano-esque. Dang, I can't remember who did Slayers, but whoever did Slayers, some of that, but only some of that. Anthony likes Slayers more than I do. Oh, dang. I'm forgetting some of my artists. There's just like a lot of people to keep track of. Yeah, like a lot of 90s anime. And then, as far as, and this is all like still strictly fantasy character design, right? Like I'm gonna bite other people when I go look at science fiction or modernity or something like that. And I'd bite different people for near future and far future sci-fi and different projects. But like my fantasy aesthetic is kind of a mix of all those, and that's probably like my. And again, like this is me trying to do me for fantasy, not like me trying to do a look for somebody else. Like you got to have a bigger war chest of influences than just your pet people for your pet style and your pet genre. But for my pet people and my pet style and my pet genre, that's kind of who I'm about. And that's like, it's always your favorite place to work, right?
Oh, Precious Rascal says you're thinking of Arazumi Ryu?
Oh,
I'm probably saying that wrong.
For Slayers? Probably. And then, oh dang, what's her Capcom? I can never remember. Anyway, she's great too. Man, this girl's a little savage. And we're gonna like wrap this up with a bunch of, bands and stuff, because that's just awesome.
Was it Kino Nishimura?
Yep! Thank you. Who called that out?
Me. With the Google?
Thanks, man. You just Googled what's her Capcom?
I was like, Capcom female artists.
Oh, there you go.
She was the first one that showed up. Her work is really, I love all of the colors.
Yeah, she's like the baddest ass on the block, dude. She's such a monster. Her and like Bangus, when you think of Capcom, are like, or when I think of Capcom, are the Queen and King. But I mean, everybody at Capcom's a monster. I'm not trying to say that like other people there aren't great, because that would be foolish. And then for line work, a lot of mid-century dudes like Austin Briggs. I really like Austin Briggs' line, and I started trying to bite it. I do not like this dude. I'm gonna have to come back to you. I'll come back to you. We'll try that again later. And you know what? I'm gonna do something cooler to her hair. Later. I'll do it later. Okay. Okay, so let's try something new for this guy. I want to give him different hair. Like Kuwabara hair. Dang, I love this song. Yeah, so those are the answers to the questions, the art questions. You got anything else on deck, Sarah?
Let's see. Box, I hope I'm saying that right, wants to know, Necropolis has such a nice texture to it, I agree. What would your recommendation be for applying overlay textures to digital colors, etc.?
You want to make them in real media. So like the Necropolis texture is like one of several like real media textures I've made. So there's like a couple of powdered graphite washes, and then there's a couple of watercolor like ink washes that I've done, and they're all just sort of like not a perfectly flat midtone, right? Like obviously like a textured midtone, but and then I drop those in as an overlay layer in Photoshop, and sometimes do like a levels adjustment until they play nice with the colors underneath. And then yeah, it gives it like a little real media vibe. Let's actually give you cooler hair. Let's give you like a fade. Let's fade up to this.
Are you still playing Chrono Trigger?
Yeah.
Soundtrack?
Yeah, that ought to last us. Give you a couple like little dread boys in the back. And then fade down.
Jake, is this your first time streaming your
I think so.
drawing?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever streamed drawing before. Sorry if I'm like rank amateur, guys.
People are really excited. They want to know if you think you might ever stream on your own channel.
Probably. I think, so, oh man, I don't want to get too self-promotionally on here because this is for the employer. Yo. But, we're probably gonna try to start a Patreon for Necropolis in a couple months. We want to keep updating it. And that'll be part of that service. And then I'm probably gonna try to stream some just on my own for kicks. As we go. I haven't decided if this is are you a boy or a girl? Probably gonna go, maybe you're non-binary, maybe you're something fun and special and more interesting. Anyways, that's the streaming answer.
Scratch and Sniff says, this is shaping up to be a nice D&D party.
Thanks, man. Yeah, let's give you like a coat. Let's get real with this. Let's make you a fancy mage with a giant, stupid backpack. This backpack is probably bespelled to be light, right? This is probably an enchanted backpack. Let's give you spanglies at the end of your coat. And this is like way fancier than I ever go. I like my children scrappier, but
I like his epaulets.
thank you. Yeah, this one, they're a bit of a dandy. They like to dress it up.
Precious Rascal wants to know, what are some of your non-art hobbies, Jake?
Right now, I'm learning the ukulele for my child. He really likes music, and his mom got him a ukulele for Christmas, and he demands that I play things all the time, and so I have to learn new chords and new songs pretty constantly, and keep up with his tastes. I mean, I say I have to. I guess I choose to. So I'm doing that. And then I occasionally ride my bike and mess with it, wrench it around a bit, but not as much as I should, not as much as like Anthony does. Let's get a little frillier with this. And then I guess one of my non-art hobbies is I ride a lot, but that's also kind of for work. Maybe I don't have as much depth as I should as a person. Maybe if I were like a character that I was writing, it'd be like, that's a little flat, guys. we could make some more. Being a dad takes a lot of your time. I play Breath of the Wild with my wife. Does that count as a hobby?
Yeah.
Gaming's a hobby, right? But I don't game as much as I used to. Man, maybe I should do like really stupid big cuffs. Yeah, that's better. We'll put a slit in the coat there. That's dumb. That's really stupid. Yeah. Maybe we'll, yeah. Give him a coat with tails.
So many people have started following. We should say thank you.
Thanks, guys.
That's really nice.
Thanks.
CNR HUS, I don't know how to say that, says, just want to say how much I love Wyatt. Love seeing your posts on Twitter and generally what you're up to.
Oh, thank you.
That's really nice.
That is really nice. I feel that love and it makes me feel good. Yeah, you get the vest. You get the vest, my guy, my friend, my dude, and we're gonna go a little rougher here and try to articulate like what some of this leg is doing. Maybe we'll move these hips down a bit.
How do you feel after the final episode of Friends, the hit TV series?
You know, I've never watched Friends. I am un-American in that way. I'm a traitor to my nation and my people. But I never watched Friends. Although, you know, because I live in this 21st century, I understand, like, enough to get references. But I never really found anybody but Phoebe likable, and I didn't really believe in Phoebe as a human. Like, I didn't find her credible, even though I was like, oh, I wish you were real, because you seem pretty cool. Oh, boots. Boots.
So you got another question from Forrest Hurd. From where do you draw inspiration for your art details, character outfits, environments, and such? Maybe something more specific, unless there's something that moves you.
I like history, myth, and anime. As far as like the visual details go, I try to study the world's art and cultural history and steal what I can from that.
Is there a historical figure that you're fascinated by?
Like a
Even
specific
recently,
one?
Yeah.
I'm really into Ferdinand and Isabel, and a lot of the Moorish kings. Like the whole reconquest of Spain is ridiculous and weird because you've got these people who lost their country like 700 years ago, and like we're coming back, we're retaking what's ours, and you're like, it's been 700 years, guys. Like these dudes just live here now. Like it's anyway. But they still, you know, it's you don't want to. I guess it's funny to use the term political to describe something that happened that long ago, but you need like political reasons to do it. So they built up all this, and it wasn't just Ferdinand and Isabel. Like that retaking Spain took hundreds of years, and ultimately an alliance between like different factions. But yeah, like I find them to be really fascinating historical figures just because they were so influential over such a short time, and I love a power couple. Like I love a power couple, and Isabel is such a badass. Yeah, she's like the original mean queen. Okay, let's see how we feel about this guy and his tails. I mean, he's just kind of generic fancy lad, but we can do something better with it later.
Robusto says they were nice enough not to destroy Cordoba, though.
They weren't, man. Or they were, rather. Yeah, like, they wanted that stuff. And that's the other thing, is that, like, it was a period in time where you had Muslim factions and Christian factions, like, taking each other's churches and mosques and be like, this is ours now. And it's just, I don't know. It's all wild. I'm going to get to this backpack later. I want to go back to Winnie. And I think I'm going to actually make you, like, a dog boy. And give him, like, a snout. And just like lean into the whole Pooh Bear thing. Yeah, and still kind of a scaredy cat though. Because I think it's something that I drew into the posture that I like really like. Are we done? What's our time like?
We're at 105. We can wrap whenever you want to, Jake.
Okay.
Is Anthony Precious Rascal? Did I catch that?
Yes.
Anthony says animal people.
I love animal people. Don't act like you don't love. Oh, I guess he's expressing animal people solidarity.
Are you gonna give him a nose this time?
Yeah, but like a dog nose. And you're gonna get like cool dog hair, Max Goof hair. For those of you who know the Goof Troop. Ears up. Ears up. I don't know. Let's try ears down really quick.
So he's a Mog?
Ha! Yeah, he could be a Moogle. Yeah, I think ears down is like your look, guy. Hold on, did I just move? Yeah, I just moved all of the dandy. Maybe we'll make your head a little bit bigger too.
Somebody got it.
Yeah.
What?
Anthony got it. He said Mog, like from Spaceballs, dude.
Oh, my bad.
He's half man, half dog.
I have never seen Spaceballs.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I've only seen it on cable television. And I just remembered the Colonel Sanders joke. It was really good. Yeah, I guess this dog boy's gonna have nice clothes too. Give him like a popped collar. Who texted me?
These are fancy explorers.
Stephanie, my friend Stephanie texted me to know who Adam Volker is. Adam Volker is, I assume she's watching the chat. Adam Volker is one of my colleagues here at Flight School. Or maybe she was texting me in confidence. Sorry.
Well, you broke the seal on that.
Yeah, I aired that out. I aired that laundry. Okay, we're gonna give you better gloves now. And like, derpier fingers. Dog boy. Do the same thing.
Adam just followed her on Twitter.
Oh. Is that Adam or Stephanie reporting this fact?
Adam.
Oh, okay.
Who's this chump? Yeah, that's right.
Well, I'll make it clear, Adam. I don't know, there's something about this drawing about the pose that I just don't love. Okay, I'm probably gonna have to wrap this soon because my wife has a 2 p.m. eye appointment and I need to be home to be the parent. So let's save this as yes. Okay, and thanks everybody for oh, I've got a script for this. Thanks for tuning in. We'll be back soon with another live stream. Don't forget to subscribe so you can get notified when we're back. There's a button on your screen. Just click it. That's really specific, Sarah.
You know, some people don't always know.
Just click it to subscribe. The button. In the meantime, make sure to check out our blog at blog.flightschool.studio. There's some character development and artwork for our first project, Manifest 99. And I worked on Manifest. I designed the characters. And I think it's fun and beautiful. Well, I think it's interesting and beautiful. Sometimes it's a downer. But I like it a lot. And I think you will too. And have a great time. Thanks for tuning in and keeping me company. Bye, guys.